Oh, I really hurt my hands. Ow.
That's good, because I clapped really quietly.
Is this the beginning? Yeah, we'll open with this. We'll open with me whinging about how much my hands hurt.
And how quietly I clapped.
Yeah, but you're ill.
I am.
Which is the real tragedy of it. Oh, yeah, hello, this Co-Pilot podcast. 2 shows, compare, talk about, and it's the pilot episode. That's the idea of the show. If you don't know that by now, well, where have you been? But how many listeners do we get? We don't actually get any listeners, do we? We are just talking to each other, but recording it.
I listen sometimes.
Do you?
No.
Oh.
Only when I'm editing them.
Yeah, same. Yeah. So, as discussed, you're ill. I've gotten older. It's been an eventful week.
Yeah, it has been.
Like,
I'm pretty sure getting the plague is way worse than getting older.
Well, yeah, probably, because I had a really nice time getting older. I went to Disneyland, and I went to cinema, and I had some drinks in really nice bars, and I had the best burger I've ever had in my life. We went to... It's just a bit of admin. We went to Red Dog Saloon when you came down.
Yes.
Where we had those cocktails at 10 o'clock in the morning. Went there, had the cocktails again in the morning. They do a burger called the Black Dog, and what it is it's this amazing burger. It's got like the chuck steak mince. It's sandwiched in between 2 bits of black pudding, got American cheese on top, and it was just the fucking bollocks. And that was one of the best breakfasts.
Incredible.
Honestly. So we had that. I had that, and then we, like, all 4 of us shared pancakes, and we couldn't finish them.
Those pancakes are a challenge.
They were monstrous. So, but that's now my new favourite place in Southampton.
Yep. And I got my copy of the thing I bought you for your birthday. Just that.
Oh, it was... I can't believe it. You're collecting Attack of the Clones as well now.
No, I mean the other thing.
As soon as I picked up the part, I was like, yeah, I know what this is.
Yeah, well, one of them was definitely going to be Attack of the Clones.
Attack of the Clones. And the others were definitely going to be Gilmore Girls themed. So I actually got quite a few Gilmore Girls themes. I got, what's her name? Lauren Graham? Is that her name?
Yep.
Got her book. Got a Luke's Diner t-shirt, which I'm now wearing.
Yep, I'm wearing a Brewdog t-shirt.
That's, okay, fair play. In the battle of the t-shirts, I would happily take either of them.
Yeah, no, I would as well. Except I own the Brewdog t-shirt, so... Yeah. I got my little, quote thing framed, because I was like, fuck it.
I am going to go to the range and get it framed at some point.
Yeah, I found a really nice frame, and I was like, shall I just send him a frame for no reason? I was like, yeah, but what if he doesn't like it?
It's a frame. Frame's a frame, isn't it?
Well, no, I didn't mean the frame, I meant what if you don't like the little canvas either. Because the picture on the internet looked like it came framed, and I was just like, oh. Ah,
bastards.
Yeah, when mine turned up, I was like, fuck, it doesn't have a frame.
That happened to me. I've just remembered. I got Lisa for Christmas. I got her a the advert on. I think it might have even been Etsy, but or Amazon, whatever. I got her a cushion, right, and it's got the lyrics of the theme tune on it. And I'm not saying that when she opened it, it made her cry, but
it did.
Might have happened.
I remember the text saying, "I've made her cry."
Did you respond with just the domestic violence helpline or something?
No.
But no, and so it came, and it was a fucking pillowcase, and I was like, this isn't a cushion.
Yeah, the thing, I guess they sort of show off in you could do this, but we're not going to help you.
You could cut out eye holes and wear it as a mask.
You'd be insane.
What else has happened since I saw you last?
You watched a bunch more Gilmore Girls, I believe.
Yeah, we're on series 7. Oh shit! Fucking hell, she's married Christopher.
Yeah, that's the thing.
What's she doing?
You know, when I was last down with you, and you and Lisa were both talking about how happy you were that they were finally together. I was like, yep, that's great. Yep,
Fuck
that lasts. Yep. Oh, for sure. Yep, that's a forever thing. It's really hard not to be like, just limit your expectations here.
I had a horrible feeling the whole way through that series. I was like, this isn't going to happen. Because what I've noticed about the show is, and we will get onto the shows we're supposed to be talking about in a minute, but let's just talk about something else for as long as we can. They always end on something negative. Like the finales of the seasons, if you want to call it that, there's always something bad that happens. So, and it just happens to be that. And so the one we've just watched is it ends with Luke and Christopher having the worst fist fight I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all getting a bit dark, which isn't nice. So
yeah, you must be nearly finished it though.
We're on episode 11, I think. So we're about halfway through.
Yeah, 11 episodes to
then
go.
We've got, and then we've got the year in the life thing, and then that's it.
Yeah, but like you're gonna have to wait for me to come down to watch year. Actually, saying that, I watched it again, like the year in the life thing.
Oh yeah, you told me
2 or 3 weeks ago because I was like, this is so good.
What else was I going to say though? Luke and Christopher in a fist fight. Shit, it's completely gone out of my head. Doesn't matter. Never mind. It might come back. It might not.
I'll just be like halfway through talking about one of the other shows, and you just be like, Gilmore Girls.
Miss Patty's losing weight or something.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, have you seen a picture of the actress now?
I have, and I didn't recognise her, and I've tried to forget what she looked like so I can be surprised when I watch like the 10 years after thing.
Yeah, like I watched the trailer for A Year in the Life and was like, who the fuck is that?
Who the fuck is that?
And I was like, it sounds like Miss Patty, but it doesn't look like her. I just started Googling and I was like, oh, she looks like she's been very ill.
What was it? There was something in one of the episodes we watched recently. There was a food stuff, or it might have even been a drink, that I really hoped was in that.
Both of those things sound very plausible.
The Gilmore Girls cookbook that you got us for Christmas. And I think it was, but I just can't remember what it was. But I was so happy to find it in there. So
the only trouble is now you don't know what it is. You just know it's in the book.
Somewhere. I mean, as much as I like that book, one of the recipes is just for cereals.
Yeah, but they add weird stuff to cereal.
This is true.
Yeah, I'm out of catching up on stuff.
What else has happened? I got Betrayal at House on the Hill. Oh yeah,
we played that.
I was
getting messages from Lisa saying like, help me. I don't know what I'm doing.
But it was worded so badly. So basically, to set the scene, me and Lisa and my mate Sam and his wife were round for my birthday, and we waited until it got dark on the Saturday night. So we put some spooky music on. So we found a load of spooky music on YouTube, put it through the speaker, and turned off the lights, lit a load of candles, and played Betrayal at House on the Hill, which is this haunted house board game.
Maybe playing in the dark with only candlelight is what made it so hard to understand.
No. Genuinely, it was the wording of the scenario. So
when I was reading through, I was like, that. I don't know how to.
So basically, the word. So at some point in the game, one of the players is revealed as the traitor, and they have to then adopt. They might have to adopt different roles in the game. So Lisa was the traitor because she pulled out the Omen card and failed the role for the horn. And the description of what she had to do or how her characters worked just didn't make sense. So she had to she fucking texted you saying, can you look at your copy of the game and see if you can make sense of this? And you came back with like, no, I don't know what this means.
Yeah, like, and then I just sort of went like, this is how I think it made, like, to me, this is how it makes sense that, like, I think it just meant you don't have to, like, knock someone unconscious and then put your soul in. I think it was like, you can either knock them all unconscious and you win, or you can knock one unconscious and force your soul into that body.
I think the confusion came because I think I looked at it and I think I've figured out is that the spirit that was summoned through the horn could only attack other spirits. Yeah. And the traitor could do damage to both. And I think that's where the confusion was, is that we just didn't, because it said like...
Oh, so the survivor has to knock the body unconscious and then the spirit can attack.
No, it was the opposite. So if the traitor attacks the body, the spirit can't get into it.
Okay. Yeah, that kind of that makes sense.
We think anyway, but
However,
I was really
that
disappointed.
will likely never come up again. So
exactly. So I was quite disappointed for Sam and Hannah because I've been saying this is my favourite board game, and
then you got
then
that
the scenario comes up. It was shite. I can't wait. I'm gonna play it until we get the fucking eagle lifts you up and you've got to find a parachute and jump out a window. That's gonna be amazing.
Oh yeah, I forgot that you'd read through it because the only haunts I've read are the ones that we've played.
That's the only other one I remember.
And the one that Lisa asked for help with. That was because I was like, I can help. I'm not doing anything.
Cool concept though, that your character stays there, but you're on your side, so you're unconscious and your spirit still wandering around.
Yeah. So
but yeah,
these TV shows.
Yeah, they're both a bit right. So next week
Next week, if we've got good TV shows, we might do some actual talking about TV shows.
Yeah, but I feel this is enriching for the listener. It's like, we're seeing a window into their relationship and what happens, rather than just what the show's about. Because that's what I like about podcasts. So, there.
Yeah, so shall we talk about the weirdly PG sexy shows?
If we have to.
Which one do you want to start with? Which is normally code for which one do you think is shittest?
Playboy Club was a show. Just as a little, just as an idea of how poor this show is. It was cancelled after 3 episodes. That's not good.
Weirdly, I actually think it's a better show than Secret Diary of a Call Girl.
I don't think one's particularly better than the other. I
think I would be more likely to watch Playboy Club.
Really? I don't.
Of the two, I mean, there's only 3 episodes to watch, so it's not like it's going to take up a lot of my life. But I think there was more interesting ideas in that than she's a hooker.
Yeah. So, Playboy Club. There's someone working there, and then there's
several someones working there.
This particular one, Maureen, she's sort of harassed by this chap who tries to force himself upon her. She resists and accidentally kills him with the help of Nick Dalton,
who decide prick. My main problem with this whole show is Nick, because his instant reaction is, well, we've got to hide the body.
Yeah,
rather than being like,
no,
because she instantly just goes, I'll phone the police. Which would be like if the police go, what happened? You'd be like, well, he was getting a bit rapey, so I sort of stabbed him a bit.
With a high heel.
Yeah, so you'd be like, you could sort of construe that as I mean, you didn't think it was actually going to kill him. You were just trying to hurt him a bit.
Yeah, exactly.
But Nick just instantly walks in I can hide the body. It's just the fuck are you doing? And then literally because if they phone the police, probably would have been a bit more solved.
Probably would have meant no show.
I mean, not phoning the police didn't really help add to the length of the show.
That's actually very true.
However, Maureen's whole story is not the interesting bit of the show. Because for me, I'm more interested in this that underground gay rights.
Yeah, that's where the more interesting part of the story comes in.
Yeah, the trouble is the whole rest of the show really takes away from that story arc.
Yeah.
I mean, for the most part, for me it was just a bit cheesy and a bit just easy to watch and just be like, I have no investment in a single character, so.
No, I didn't care about a single person. At all.
But then, because I was reading around why it got cancelled, because I was curious.
I got as far as low ratings, and I was like, okay, never mind.
Well, the thing I read about like all of like the reception, and apparently it was being protested.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
Parents Television Council were like, look, this was like before the show even started airing, but like, you can't air that, it's like not family friendly, or they were like, it objectifies and degrades women. It was like,
get fucked. Watch the fucking context of it before you make a judgment like that.
Yeah, and it was sort of like, I mean, I can see where they might have been coming from, because they'd be like, Playboy is traditionally like a bit of a nudie mag, so. But this is about like a club, and all you have to do is look at the time that it's going to be on TV to go. Well, it's on before like 7 p.m. So.
Oh really?
I have no idea what time it was on.
But like, if a show's called the fucking Playboy Club, chances are you're not going to sit down with, hey, Timmy and little Molly, let's all gather around the telly box and watch a fucking nice family film, a family TV show. I imagine this will do. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, well, and apparently, like, afterwards, I think they might have come out saying, like, something along the lines of, like, yeah, it's good on NBC for cancer, and the NBC were like, no, it was just, like, no one watched it.
Yes, you literally had no input on.
But yeah, like, a lot of the cast came out saying, like, well, like, while you see it as objectifying women, we see it as, like, these women are making their own choices, so fuck off.
I do. It's fucking. Yeah, just having the whole empowerment versus, you know, people being offended, but I just don't. It's
also, it was set in the 60s, so it's not like. So you could sort of go, well, it's just the era that it's set in. It's not like you can't retrospectively apply standards now.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's one thing to, you know, represent the social feeling of the time, whether we now agree with it or not. But then to just say, well, now everything has to conform to modern standards, I think that's ludicrous, because then you're never going to get anything that's legitimate. You're never going to get anything that you know, showing the feeling of the time, whether or not we agree. Obviously, it's, you know.
Yeah.
It starts with a character trying to take advantage of a woman and being killed for doing so. So I think that pretty much sets out its stories. We aren't going to tolerate people like harassing these women, but at the same time, there's characters there's one character who works behind the bar, and he is struggling to deal with it, you know, seeing his girlfriend being harassed like that. So I think it does both. It does say, you know, we're showing these women in an empowering way, but
at the same time, it's still Playboy.
Exactly. So I, if I'm completely honest, I don't know exactly where I stand on that, but
I think you know, realistically, it had no bearing on the show being cancelled. Like, looking at, like, viewers wise, like 5 and like pretty much 4 for the next 2 episodes. It's not awful, but
I do think it's kind of brutal that they just like cancel it like mid-series, like literally not even halfway through the series, and they go, no, you're not getting the numbers. It's very cutthroat. Like, at least with I feel with the BBC stuff, cancel stuff gets at least to finish that series, just to be like, right, well, you know, now this exists as a thing.
Well, yeah, apparently they rounded off like the 7 episodes that they filmed to sort of be like, well, that's fairly self-contained, like that can be it.
Yeah.
And they just didn't air, like, they've literally paid to have these shows filmed.
Yeah, you might as well.
You might as well, or just release them on a DVD.
Yeah, make a few quid on that.
Yeah.
But you know.
No, I mean, to be fair, I don't. It's not going to affect my life that this show was cancelled.
No.
I don't think there was nothing wrong with it.
Well, it just didn't engage me. I don't really know why I wasn't fully engaged. It just I just didn't care. But I think I might have just an issue with anything like surrounding Playboy. I don't know what it is, but there's just something in my mind that just is numb to the Playboy brand. I don't think it's, I don't have a full understanding of what it is at all, but I just don't really like it. So perhaps that's my failing. But it just didn't grab me in the slightest.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I guess for me it was just sort of like none of the characters were particularly interesting, and I was just like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Like once it was finished, I was like, I was sort of like cancelling out after 3 shows is like pretty harsh, but like I wouldn't have given it, like it wouldn't get a second season.
Yeah.
But I think what I quite liked is that it didn't actually have any nudity in it. Because I was like, when I started watching it, I was like, oh wait, there's going to be boobies.
Were you hoping? Or?
No, I think I was just expecting, because Playboy. But I guess they were more focusing on like. The thing, I feel like there was just too many sort of threads of story going through it. Because there was the older woman who was like on the outs. There's Maureen's story. Nick's weird like mob connections.
Yeah.
The underground gay rights thing. And like something else. I think there was like a fifth one. Oh yeah, the dude who can't cope with his like wife working.
Yeah.
So that's like 5 threads for 60 minutes of TV. I think maybe it was just none of them were good because they were all stretched a bit thin.
Yeah. Yeah, but then I suppose if they're trying to have, they're trying to make the show that's about a club. Obviously, a club's got to have quite a lot of people in it. So telling, a number of stories is obviously what they're trying to do. But like we keep saying, if they're only given 3 episodes to do it in, that's not a whole lot with each character. Like you say, there's 5 storylines and there's an hour's worth of telly. It's not even an hour's worth of telly. It's 42 minutes. It's only an hour because it's made up with adverts. Yeah. So
I think they could have, if they focused on like 2 of the threads in like this episode,
or even just one, just for the first one, just have one solid, well-told story.
Yeah, the thing is, I don't know which one I would pick.
I would pick Turn Off.
Shall we move on? Because we're obviously like neither of us are going to continue watching it.
No,
because I can't give another 2 hours of my life to that show.
Well, you can't watch that much more of it, so yeah. Okay, so Secret Diary of a Cool Girl. Oh, it's not called London Cool Girl. Okay, anyway.
Yeah, I thought this was meh. Like
yeah.
I feel like at the time, I was like, when this came out, it must have been years ago.
10 years ago? 10 years? Oh, yeah, 2007. Yes, it was over 10 years ago this came out.
Yeah, so I think I remember it coming out. I was like, oh, maybe I'll watch that. But then, no, I didn't. Because I then realised, like, I don't think it's really my thing. I was right.
I guess in a similar way, the first episode, I didn't really get a sense of character. It's basically just her saying, I do this stuff. If it's this situation, I do this stuff. I get in this situation, this happens. We go here, this happens. It's not like it's.
There's no character to it. There's just like a list of things.
Here's the thing. It's like not quite a shock factor, but it's like there's you think the ad campaign. This is look, they've done a they've made a TV show about a cool girl. First episode, they're going to want to show some sex in it, and there's a bit, it's not like particularly graphic or anything, apart from the bit at the end when she's got a fucking saddle on a guy, just riding him around like a horse.
I mean, that follows on from his like weird barn fantasy from earlier on in the episode, and I was like, I like this callback, but it's only a 20-minute show, so I hadn't forgotten that he wanted to be ridden like a horse.
I mean, I did quite like that it was only 20 minutes long. I like stuff that's quite.
I quite like short shows.
Watching it again now, because I watched this years ago, like maybe even when it first came out. I don't think I went any further. I think I watched this episode. What it really reminds me of, looking at it now, is Spaced. If you look at the way that the camera moves, there's really quick camera movements, and there's that weird bloom lighting that came in the early 2000s. It really reminded me of Spaced, and with the the fast-paced edit and the music and everything.
Yeah, I quite like the actual like how sort of quick the cuts were, where it would just sort of go like, oh hey, now we're in a new place, and it was like, cool, I don't want to watch any more walking anywhere. Which is a restriction of like a 20-minute show. So like, you can't just show someone walking down a street because time. Interestingly, I'm just scrolling down. This series was also attacked by feminists.
I've just read that very sentence.
Which, like, it's weird because, like, right at the opening, she's just like, I do this because I like sex and I'm a bit lazy and it's quite easy.
Yeah.
I imagine at some point it's going to go into, like, the sort of a seedier side of it.
Or, like, a more dangerous side of it.
Yeah. Because, you don't show that in, like, episode 1. You don't go, like, look how happy she is at this job, and then also, like, look how fucking dangerous this is.
Did you have a little bit of wind trouble there?
I did. The thing, I've realised that while I'm ill, if I try and hold in burps, I cough a lot. So I'm trying not to do that.
No, that's fair.
But it's fine, you'll have edited that out, so no one will have heard it.
Oh, totally.
You've just brought attention to something that didn't even happen. Or, more likely you'll just turn it up.
Probably. That if I was going to do one of those two things, it would be that.
But no, I quite like the fourth wall breaks. I actually quite like. But that's the thing I like in any show.
Well, it's called Secret Diary. It's like she's talking to us as if we're the diary.
Yeah, interestingly, the first TV show I ever watched that did it was Saved by the Bell.
What a shame.
I think that show really got me into fourth wall breaking TV shows.
Oh, fourth wall break within a fourth wall break. That's like 16 walls.
Yeah, I mean, no one does it like Deadpool, so...
But yeah, I mean, I think it hints at her maybe having a bit more of a relationship with one of her clients. But it's not like overt, is it? It's basically she meets a bunch of clients and then dicks around in a posh house with her mate, just pretending to be interested in buying it, and that's sort of the first episode.
Yeah, well then there's that one guy and he's just like, nah, I'm alright, and she's just like, no, I'm gonna help you finish, and then he's just like, nah, well, you haven't really done it. And then she takes that really, like, to heart. But just, like, turns up at his next appointment just like, I know you ordered someone else, but I'm here now. Do you want to bang? And then they do.
It doesn't take a lot of convincing from him, does it?
Or, like, yeah, get her to bang, you sort of just have to go money. The thing, I imagine, like, the show's probably fun. It just doesn't interest me at all. No,
not really. It looks like it could be fun. Like, if this became, like, you know, a series that Alicia and I watch, like, an episode or two before bed, fine. It's just fluff. But
yeah. I imagine maybe, like, later seasons get a bit more, like, hard-hitting, but...
Well, but then equally, it's not the responsibility of the show. If they've set their stall out saying, no, we're doing it this way, then if it stays fairly light-hearted...
Yeah, I mean, I'd also be fine with that. But, like, I feel like it's the sort of show that... It's the sort of subject area that you couldn't... I don't think, like ITV or whatever would let you get away with not showing, like, a darker side to it.
Yeah, that's...
Because otherwise they'd get,
fair.
like, protests saying, like, you're glamorising it. Now all our daughters want to be cool girls. And that would probably be bad.
Having said that, one of the first things she says is you always have to stay in control. So it is generally putting her in a position of power over men, but at the same time she's having to do that while saying the politics of it are quite complicated, far too complicated for me to think about on a fucking Tuesday night.
Yeah. No, I'm also pretty sure there is an episode that has Matt Smith in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which I would find kind of weird, because they weren't... she wasn't his companion.
Yeah.
So it would make me very uncomfortable.
I think I did quite enjoy the show, actually, like, 10 years ago when I was a lot younger, and I did fancy Billie Piper a bit, and I was like, oh, she's doing this, okay. So
I mean, to be fair, I still remember when she was a singer.
You are fucking old, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah, he's in one episode of Secret Diary of a Cool Girl.
Did she marry Chris Evans?
Yeah.
Ugh.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah, she did.
But in fairness, I think she's good in Penny Dreadful. But
I mean, she's pretty good in most things that I've seen her
yeah,
in.
I liked her in Doctor Who, but other than that, I don't really know what else she's done. Has she done anything since then? Other than those?
Like a couple other things, but nothing. Nothing that I know off the top of my head. Oh shit, she's done a lot of things. It's a lot of theatre, I think.
Oh, she's done Lorca stuff. Okay, fair enough. Oh well, that's something, I suppose.
Yeah, but no, I think it would be fun. I think it's a perfectly acceptable TV show. It's just not for me.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with that. I don't think I would watch any more unless it became like,
Yeah. Do you think the Playboy Club would have gone better if it had been a UK show? Like if it had been made for UK television rather than American? Because we're a little bit less brutal.
Do you mean set it in the UK or literally just have it a bit grittier but have it later on 9 o'clock on a Monday or something?
Yeah, or if it was just like same TV show but just a UK production company making it to be aired on UK TV. I mean, you could even base it in London, because I'm pretty sure there's a Playboy Club in London.
I imagine there is. I don't know, maybe. But then again, I'd still have all the problems I've got with narrative and lack of character and stuff. So
yeah, although it might have gotten I guess, but then you still have to watch more of it to find out.
It's very difficult. We've never had this before. We've never had something that's been cancelled this quickly that we've talked about.
Do you know, I genuinely put it in because it was cancelled after 3 episodes.
Well, it's good to keep us challenged and fresh and vibrant.
Yeah, and to make it difficult to find.
And fuck me, that took ages.
Yeah, well, it's because no one cares about it, apart from us, sort of.
Yeah.
Well, we did.
And presumably, the crew and the writers and.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure they were unhappy when it was cancelled, but I should have worked on a better show.
Right, so yeah, I guess a no-go on either of these. So, is that a first? Is that a first
No.
where we've just gone? No, this is
I don't
these
think
are
it
both
is.
terrible.
It might. It could be. I was
I'm
literally
pretty sure at
looking
some
for
point-
Entourage to see what it was with, but no, that.
It was with Empire, and I did really like Empire.
How much more of Empire have you watched?
Yeah, none.
So.
But I always say I'm going to watch more of it. I never do. It's like, if I had time, I would love to watch more of it.
Oh, then I was going to say we didn't like Van Helsing either, but that was Ash vs. Evil Dead, and I think you liked that.
I have the DVDs, so...
This might actually be the first time this has happened.
Well done for being bland, and the other one of you, well done for being shit.
Because there's normally one of every episode. There's always one show that we like.
Yeah.
I was just looking. I was like, oh wait, no, The Crown and the Tudors. I feel like there was one of those that we didn't like, and then I remembered that I've watched all of The Crown. I was like, oh no, maybe no, I did like that.
My parents are always on about me to watch that because they really don't like the royal family, but they're like, it is really good. So.
They've cast apparently Hugh Laurie as older Prince Philip.
Really?
And I think Helena Bonham Carter is going to be Princess Margaret.
Oh, also, if you want like more royal family stuff, there is a really good podcast called The Windsor Knot, and it's all about the royal wedding. But it's like...
Yeah, but it's on a Saturday, so I don't care about this one.
It's a bit of a piss take, and it's good. They've rewritten the whole of Galway Girl with lyrics about Harry and Meghan, and it's really good.
I looked for The Crown casting, and it took me to the Wikipedia page that doesn't have any information about for future castings.
Oh no.
So disappointed. Yeah, I've kind of given up on finding that. But yeah, no, I heard Hugh Laurie was doing it, so I was like, yay.
Fair enough. I'm a big fan of Hugh Laurie. So
am I. And what's nice is that people now know that he's not American. There was a like, do you remember when House was on? Like, I remember at uni, like, revealing to people, he was like, Hugh Laurie's British, and they were just like, no, like, he's American. It's like, no, he's definitely Cambridge Footlights.
Well, I mean, I first saw him in Blackadder, so like, I've always known he was.
It was either Blackadder or Frying Laurie. One of those two things is the first thing I saw him in.
I never actually watched that, a bit of Frying Laurie. I never watched.
I like that we both did the same thing and called it Flying Laurie.
Oh, I'm tired. And you're ill and old, so those are our excuses.
Yeah, I think he was just like, in passing, I watched it and just went, he's very British. Also, he was in Spooks, so.
Was he?
Yeah, like 2 or 3 episodes.
Ah, that's quite cool. So next episode, it's a lot of acronyms we're doing.
Oh yeah, is this NCSI or something?
We're doing NCIS and CSI.
Yeah, working out like a name for that episode was hard.
So that's Crime Scene Investigation, presumably. What's NCIS? New York Crime Scene Investigation? Or Narcotics? Or National? Or Nincombobulate?
Naval Criminal Investigation Service.
Oh, so lots of like boat theft and stuff.
You know, I have no idea.
Someone at work, I think, is a big fan of these shows. So
the thing is, I like CSI, but I can't remember if I've seen the pilot because I have a DVD of a CSI episode or 2 CSI episodes somewhere.
An episode.
Well, yeah, it was directed by Tarantino, so.
I didn't know he'd done that. Okay, was it any good or?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just called Buried Alive, and one of the team members is buried alive. And they have
a Ryan Reynolds film called Buried that is exactly that.
I haven't seen that actually. Apparently, it's meant to be very good.
It is. I went and saw it in the cinema, and of course, you're in a black screen. Most of the screen is black the entire time. We walked out the cinema, both me and Lisa, and we both, independently of each other, completely stretched out our arms and legs. Just because it was so claustrophobic having a film set in a coffin. It was wicked.
I can guarantee I'd watch that like at night time and just fall asleep. Like, I'm in a box.
I'm pretty sure it's on Netflix at the minute.
I might have looked for that because I'm always looking for new Ryan Reynolds stuff.
I also think this might be the first episode where we've talked more about
other stuff,
shows and films, not that we've watched for the show. So, but yeah, no. After we've got some really cool stuff coming up after NCIS CSI. There's a whole gang of cool shows. There's one in particular. If you're looking at the sheet, this one that I'm clicking at here, I happen to know because I tried watching it. The pilot is a 90-minute film.
Fuck.
But I have got the DVD of that.
Oh, so it's
show
good
here. Good. It's tricky to say. It's difficult. It's difficult viewing. It's not. It's not like sit down, have a little bottle of beer and a chill out and see what's going on down in this thing. It's very much like what.
I'm looking forward to that because I like things that mess with my mind.
Oh God, fuck me, does it?
Well, also, it's mostly because normally that means there's a puzzle of some description. I fucking love puzzles.
It won't make sense. I'm telling you now, it's not going to make sense.
What if, I'm halfway through it and I text you a thing, and you're like, "That's correct. That's the right answer," or is that unlikely?
It's unlikely, given that I don't actually remember the episode or the episodes of it that I did watch, because they're just fucking weird.
I like that I'm looking at this, like, there's a lot of shows here that I haven't seen. And then I've noticed that I've just snuck in some shows that I've definitely watched all of.
Lie to Me, I can see, is one that I know you've watched all of.
And Numbers. And Hustle.
Hustle, God, yeah.
Like, that's proper old.
I'm looking forward to Goosebumps. And Atlanta, Series 2 of Atlanta comes out soon. I don't know when, but soon.
I'm looking forward to watching some of these horror shows. I hope they're not shit.
Definitely. I'm really looking forward to episode 22. Which I know we're on episode 9 right now, and that feels a long way off, but I cannot wait for episode 22.
Do you know what will make it feel like a lot less long off? The fact that normally we don't do 22 episodes a season.
That's very true.
No, we did. I know, season 1 we got to 22.
Yeah, but this is gonna be the most. So we should have 26 and then 27 as a special. So
if we can get it recorded this year.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, we should probably just stop this now.
Yeah, we are rambling. Okay, well, NCIS CSI, it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Toodle pip.